Hey everyone, imagine turning your back on the one person who once sacrificed everything for you. No calls. No visits. Not even a birthday message. Now imagine one ordinary morning, a simple envelope arrives in your mailbox, and inside it are the words that force you to relive every regret, every silence, and every "I love you" you never said in time. This is the story of Joan, a woman who believed she had walked away from her father forever, until one letter changed everything. Welcome back to Whispers of Life by Nagorom, where emotional stories remind us what truly matters in life. If you enjoy stories that make you reflect, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Now, let's begin. Joan grew up in a modest home in Toledo, Ohio. Her father, George, was a hardworking auto mechanic and a Vietnam-era veteran who raised her alone after her mother passed away from cancer when Joan was just 12 years old. The loss of his wife broke something inside him, but George pushed forward. He worked double shifts, spent long nights at the shop, and did everything he could to keep life stable for his daughter. Bills were paid, food was always on the table, and Joan never lacked anything material. But emotionally, something slowly disappeared. As the years passed, George began finding comfort in the company of another woman. Slowly, laughter returned to his life. He began to smile again, finding brief moments of happiness he thought he had lost forever. But for Joan, that change felt like replacement. She watched her father laugh again, but not with her. She watched him leave more often, come home lighter, and slowly drift further away from the daughter who still needed him. He rarely asked how she was doing, missed important school events, and never noticed the quiet tears she cried at night. Joan didn't just feel ignored, she felt invisible. By the time she became a young adult, the distance had turned into silence. One night, after another argument where her pain was brushed aside, something inside her finally broke. At 22, she packed her bags, left Toledo, and moved to New York City to start a new life. No goodbye. No reconciliation. Just silence. For the next 8 years, Joan built what looked like a perfect life, a high-paying marketing job, a stylish apartment, friends, success, and social media smiles. But behind every achievement was an emptiness she could never escape. Every Father's Day, she ignored George's calls. Every birthday, she deleted his voicemails. Every letter he sent was returned unopened. She told herself she didn't need him anymore, but healing never came. One crisp autumn morning, Joan stepped outside to get her mail and noticed a plain white envelope with no return address. Only her name written in shaky handwriting she recognized instantly, her father's. For a moment, she hesitated. She almost threw it away. But something inside her made her open it. Inside was a letter dated 2 weeks earlier. "My dearest Joan, I know you may not want to hear from me, and I understand that. I just need to say this before it is too late. I'm sorry I buried myself in work after your mother died. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you when you needed me most. I'm sorry that finding comfort elsewhere made you feel replaced. That was never my intention, but I understand now that intention does not erase pain. Not a single day has gone by that I haven't been proud of you. Every report card, every soccer game, every achievement, I kept them all in my heart. Your room is still the same as you left it. Sometimes I sit at your old school field just to remember the little girl who used to look for me in the stands. The doctors say I don't have much time left. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even expect you to come. I just want you to know this. I have always loved you more than words could ever say. You were worth every sacrifice. Please live a good life. Love always, Dad. P.S. There is a small box in the garage with your name on it. Open it when you are ready." Joan dropped the letter and broke down crying. All the anger she carried for so long collapsed into grief. Within an hour, she booked a flight back to Ohio. When she arrived at the hospital, George was lying weak in bed. But the moment he saw her, his eyes lit up. For a long time, neither of them spoke. Then they began to talk, really talk, for the first time in years. George admitted how grief had consumed him after losing his wife, how he buried himself in work because he didn't know how to survive the pain, and how he never meant to replace Joan or her mother, but he now understood how deeply it had hurt her. Then Joan shared her pain too, how lonely she had been, how much she needed him, and how abandoned she felt growing up without him emotionally present. Years of silence began to break apart. At last, they saw each other's pain with compassion instead of anger. 3 days later, George passed away peacefully, but not before father and daughter finally found their way back to each other. After his passing, Joan returned to his old home and found the box in the garage. Inside were birthday cards he had written every single year but never sent, old photographs of her childhood, newspaper clippings of her achievements, and a final note that read, "For my girl, on all the days I couldn't be there." She held it and cried, not only from pain, but from understanding. Now, every Sunday, Joan visits her father's grave. Not with anger. Not with regret. But with gratitude. And she tells everyone one simple truth: don't wait. Call them. Text them. Forgive them. Say what needs to be said while you still can. Because time doesn't always give second chances, and sometimes, one letter is all it takes to change everything. If this story touched your heart, maybe it's a sign to reach out to someone you've been avoiding, a parent, a sibling, a friend, or a child. If you're choosing forgiveness today, leave a heart in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you for listening, take care of the people you love. And I'll see you in the next story. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.